And as we hit temperatures in the 90s by tomorrow, it's most likely that your kids will be looking for a pool, a lake, a beach, anything to cool off in. But keep this in mind, an average of 11 kids die per day in the U.S. due to drowning. And while you can get your kids swim lessons, you can put them in floaties, there is still one thing that Dr. Purva Grover with the Cleveland Clinic says saves more lives than anything.
I think it's still very, very important to have a designated person who is watching, just like a designated driver, somebody who does not have any distractions. They are not using their cell phones. They're not engrossed in multitasking, socializing with friends, because that is the most common scenario. Most of these drowning accidents don't happen at rec centers or where it's supervised. They really happen in smaller settings, and that's because people think it's much more safer in those settings and they let their guard down. Similarly, if you are planning to go swimming in the lake, then making sure you read the instructions. What is the tide like? What are the waves like? You got to be very, very careful. I strongly discourage young little ones from wading more than maybe a foot or more in like large lakes and stuff, just because things can change on a dime.
Well, supervision is key. Dr. Grover talks in depth about how to make sure the environment is safe around pools and lakes and what to do if you find yourself in the situation that you have to give CPR. And as a bonus, just to make all parents just a little bit more nervous in this week's podcast, we also talk about hidden lead exposure dangers because they are higher in the summer months. The Cleveland Clinic actually reached out to us to see if we could get this information out to parents because it's something that you probably don't think about as a mom or a dad, but it's out there. And it's definitely an issue on playgrounds if your kids are playing outside. So that is in the podcast. That's anywhere you can get your podcasts, Mom Squad Pod. So.
I know you saying that you're making us nervous, but you're keeping us prepared.
I was just going to say, I'd rather be prepared because
Right.
it is like such a fear.
Yeah, and it's something like a lot of these things, not that I didn't think about the water safety, but lead exposure is something you just kind of forget about.